breaking news po. Nako, maiiyak po kayo dito sa one-on-one na usapan ni Tatay Digong at ni Attorney Nicholas Kaufman ng ICC. Talagang madamdamin ito at ihanda nyo po ang inyong mga tissue at panyo kung meron kayo. Kasi tiyak, luluha kayo mga kababayan. Ako, naiiyak na po ako. Kaya ito na po mga kababayan, ang good news. Itong depensa ni Attorney Kaufman ay maraming humanga. Hinangaan po na ang buong mundo. At ni Attorney Panelo at ng ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na mga OFW, pag nakikita si Attorney Kaufman, niyayakap nila na tila sinasabi ng mga kababayan natin, iyakap mo ako, Attorney Kaufman, kay Tatay Digong. Ganyan po, sobrang kamahal ng mga kababayan natin. Ganyan po kamahal ng mga Pilipino ang isang PRRD na ipinaglaban ang karapatan ng mga Pilipino. Ito na po mga kababayan, hindi na natin patatagalin pa ang madrama, nakakaiyak. Ito na po ang huling habilin ni Tatay Digong kay Kaufman. Panoorin nyo po. Ihanda ang tissue po. Binabalaan ko na kayo. Ito po.
I have been asked by the many journalists who literally mobbed me outside this court building whether I have been reporting on the proceedings to the former president. And I tell them, yes, of course. That's my duty as a lawyer. I have to report to my client. It would be unethical otherwise. And they ask me, what has he to say about the case? Well, I'm going to enlighten you all a bit. For the best part of a year, we have been litigating the issue of jurisdiction and fitness. Your Honours have delivered your rulings. However, even though you found him capable of standing trial, I permit myself to tell you just a little bit about what really goes on in prison. No more than a kilometre from here. I permit myself first to tell you about his reaction to the demand of the prosecution and the victims that he appear. I won't hide the fact that I thought it best for him to appear, not out of a need to satisfy the desire of the prosecutor and the victims who desperately want him to face his accusers so that they can wave their collected finger at him despite the presumption of innocence. I did not want to disappoint his many supporters. That was my reasoning. Those mini Duterte clones, as Mr. Butuyan derisively calls them, who have been deprived of seeing their former and beloved president for more than a year. I told him that Your Honours could have rejected his request to waive the right of attendance. We even had a barong specially fitted for him so that he would not have to suffer the humiliation of being put into an out-of-size blue suit which would now dwarf his meagre physical body. The same blue suit in that dreadful photograph which still remains on the ICC website and that I would ask to be removed. But he took his decision, and as his counsel, I was obliged to respect it. And the day before yesterday, when Your Honours gave us a break, I went to that prison and I sat with him for an hour. I tried to engage him concerning the evidence, and he lost the desire to follow me within less than a minute. I offered to show him excerpts of the confirmation proceedings, a few minutes of the deputy prosecutor, a few moments of Ms. Massiter, and hoping that it might excite him a bit more, some of my own opening statement. He shook his head firmly. I implored him. I said, "Sir, look at what we are doing for you. We're doing our utmost to get you out of here." But once again, he politely declined. And I asked him why. I said to him, "Sir, don't you understand? They accuse you of murder. They say that you murdered thousands when you were the mayor and when you were ruling your country." And then he repeated the question that he has always asked me for a year or more. "How does the prosecution say that I did this?" "Well," I replied, "I thought until Monday that it was because of those speeches of yours. But then your prosecutor told the honourable judges the other day Throw them all out. They're not necessary for the confirmation. He claims that he still has enough evidence to convict you without all the bluster. And the former president repeated the question, but how? I've never murdered anyone. And they talk about thousands. And then I tried to explain to him arcane concepts such as indirect co-perpetration. And then his eyes simply glazed over. And who can blame him? As I mentioned, it is the only highly technical means whereby the prosecution can artificially connect him to criminal activity not of his own doing. I then tell him that the people who are incriminating him are self-confessed murderers cooperating with the prosecution, whose names we can't mention in public. I tell him that in return for their dubious services and their expressions of so-called remorse, as the prosecutor puts it, they will not face trial at the ICC, probably nowhere in the world, and will be rehoused with new identities. Mr. Duterte, the ex-prosecutor, like me, can't understand the fairness of that, relying on not one, but a number of vicious criminals to convict him, when he remembers that he is supposed to be presumed innocent. I tell him the names of those criminal cooperating witnesses, because apart from us, he is the only person who is entitled to know.
Ayan, mga kababayan ko. Grabe, ang galing ni Kaufman talaga. Pati si Panelo napabilib Mga kababayan, anong sinasabi ng mga komento? Nako, alalahanin nyo, merong dilawan, bangagista, pinkilista dito. Mga tangalista. Sabi ni Panelo, he did not disappoint me. Magaling si Kaufman. Napabilib niya ako sa kanyang depensa kay PRRD laban sa akusasyon sa kanya. What a heartful conversation. Nakakaiyak. Naku, ito na naman tayo. I am raised by a Duterte, our love mayor. When you know him, you will really cry. Kaufman words. Ayan, mga kababayan. Ako na ihanda ang tissue po. Good job, attorney. Forever I will love you, Tatay Digong. God is still in control. Thank you, Attorney Kaufman, for defending Tatay Digong in the ICC. Parang si Duterte naka-line up to be one of the national hero. Usually, mga national hero natin, pinapategi muna or kinukulong ng mga kalaban ng bayan. Ito ang nakikita ko na legacy niya, na magluluklok sa kanya sa one of the Philippine national heroes. Ayan, mga kababayan ko. Iyak na naman ako dito. Ayan, mga kababayan ko, naiiyak talaga ako pagka nagbabasa ako ng mga komento dito Basa pa tayo, mga kababayan. I did not vote for Duterte when he ran as president. But I tell you, I have never felt safer in my country when he served. I experienced better government service and I saw how Philippines was fast developing as a country. I saw his big heart when he allowed the body of former President Ferdinand Marcos to be buried in the rightful place. But, alas, this country is full of ungrateful, corrupt people. So be it. His story will resonate for future generations. Kaiyak, mga kababayan ko. Gusto namin kahit mamatay 2 million na adik basta payapa ang 110 million. Ayan na naman, mga kababayan ko. Free our Tatay Digong. You have no right to detain our Tatay here. He's the only president address the problem of drugs in our country. Now the drug lord, pusher, and addict are celebrating because we have President Marcos who is using cocaine. Grabe, mga kababayan ko. Grabe mga iyak ng mga kababayan natin dito. Pati ako na, carried away. Duterte is the best. 2028 malapit na. Ayan, tatay, uwi ka na. Please, Lord. May your divine intervention be upon him. Kakaiyak naman. Oh. I am hoping Duterte's demanda lahat ng mga nasa likod sa illegal kidnapping kay President Duterte, pati na ICC judges, prosecutors, accusers, lawyer, horsemouth, and Conti, Delimao, Trillanes, Torre, Rimulya, etc. He protected the Filipino people against the evil, corrupt, and drug users who kills and rape innocent Filipino. Drug users have a choice to use drugs. What about their victims? I stand with Rodrigo Duterte. Lagot ang ICC pag yan. Tegi sa loob. Naku po. Philstar. Si Tamba yung isa sa shareholder nito. Naku po. Tatay Digong is the best president. Bring him home. Ayan mga kababayan ko. Hinihiling ng mga kababayan natin na makauwi si Tatay Digong dito. Ito, naiiyak po ako. Sobra. Promise.
Dahil yan sa Grab Unlimited.
Nakakalungkot lang na nakakulong si Tatay Digong. Naku po, nakakaiyak po.
He tells me that he has not heard of any of them, apart from two, who he vaguely recalls from his days as mayor. Concerning one, his comment is liar. And concerning the other, scallywag. And then, exactly in the spirit of the waiver filed with this court, he looked at me solemnly and said, Mr. Kaufman, Nick, I have done my duty and I have left my legacy. Go to court and do your job. But I can no longer help you. I no longer remember much at all, and I can't comment on people who I do not know and on statistics that mean nothing to me. He then concluded and pronounced as follows: I was a faithful servant of the people, and that is how I wish to be remembered. I have now accepted my fate, and I realize that I could die in prison. And on that somber note, my team and I realized that there was no point in continuing. So we tried to humor him. We told him that next month he will be 81. And we reminded him of the many people who visit Duterte Street and Duterte Park, the renamed locality just outside the ICC detention center, as referred to by the many, many pilgrims who have visited The Hague to feel closeness to his presence, even if they cannot witness his actual person with their own eyes. We remind him of the mountain of cards and greetings and of the forest of flowers that he received both at the detention center and at the court's premises on his 80th birthday. So many cards, all of which were read by his family, that we had to provide 2 sacks to take them back to our office. So many bouquets of flowers that the prison had to bring a van to take them away. The flowers that reached the court premises were strategically placed around the building, and although so appealing and desirable and coveted by the staff, were avoided once the staff was told of their origin. So these flowers just rotted in the corridors until the smell forced them to be thrown away. We showed him some photographs of his family. We showed him photographs of his youngest daughter, Veronica, Kitty, who writes to him every day so often that the letters are piling up in his room. His face starts to light up. We showed him pictures of civic events in the Philippines with Sebastian Baste and Paulo Pulong present. He laughed and told us what he remembers of their days as young men in Davao. We showed him pictures of Inday Sara greeting the enthusiastic crowds of people in the Philippines, and then finally his face beamed with pride.
Ayan, mga kababayan ko, grabe, nakakaiyak po talaga. Talagang kahit saan tignan po mga kababayan, talagang mahal na mahal siya ng mga Pilipino. Duterte is, and I will always be remembered as the hero. And Marcos will always be remembered by many as one of the most corrupt. Grabe, nakakaiyak, nakakahiya ang pagmumuka at pagiging buhay ng mga salot sa lipunan. mga ganid, mga magnanakaw at mga bayaran, mga walang kaluluwa. Nakakahiya kay Diyos na ang bahala sa inyo. He just lost his brother and he is ill. Yung amount of grabbing, tapos nakadiin ka pa. Is not human right criminal court. It is a kangaroo court. I did. They exist from the money fund na ginagawang pang-bribe sa kanila sa mga sino mang may mga political na itiri sa kanilang mga bansa. If you go to the money wherein, grabe, kakampi nila. Grabe yung pagmumuka ng mga ICC na ito. Dami mong nailigtas sa droga tapos yan ang ipalit sa iyo. Naku po, ang ginamit ay ang mga sagot ni Tatay Digong na sabi niya ako ang mananagot sa lahat ng kasalanan na ginawa ng mga kapulisan regarding the drug on war. Grabe, no? Mabuhay ang Pilipinas sa ka-experience of what life is during the time of PRRD. Especially when I'm still in Saudi working in the hospital. We are so proud of the other countries and our president is strong and no corruption involved. Ayan mga kababayan ko, naiyak ako. Grabe mga komento. One day people involved sa kidnapping Tatay Digong and sent to ICC will not have peace and their own guilt will haunt them. Nakakaiyak naman. People in the Philippines know that Duterte is faithful and true and not corrupt president. All allegations true on him is the real enemy who is doing much corruption in the Philippines. That is the real murderer, not Duterte. Well, grabe. When I die, Sara will become the president. Make them all pay what they did to your father. Mga kababayan ko. Matindi po ito. Nakakaiyak na mga mensahe ng mga kababayan natin. Sana po kung umabot kayo sa bidyong ito, sa last part, ay sana po magkomento po kayo kung ano masasabi nyo. Ang daming pinaiyak po na mensahe ni Tatay Digong. Nakakaiyak po yung kanyang mga sinabi. Yun yung kanyang naging depensa ni Attorney Kaufman na talagang nagpaantig sa mga puso pati mga judges, mga kababayan ng ICC. Talagang naantig ang kanilang mga puso dito. Na politika lang ito at talagang ginamit ng mga kalaban sa politika para mawala si PRRD, para mawala sa kanilang mga landas. Kaya tignan nyo si Sara pag ito naging Pangulo. Tago-tago na. The time of reckoning is coming. Kung sino mga lupapastangan kay Tatay Digong ay magbabayad dito, mga kababayan. This is the Wonders Philippines for transparency, for better democracy. Mabuhay po. Isang like naman, isang share at isang subscribe mga kababayan. Salamat po.